Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to share with you guys my signature makeup look. It's very simple and it's very easy to do, so I hope you guys enjoy. So first off, we're going to start with our primer. I'm using Unseen Sunscreen by Supergoop. It's very good because it's also a sunscreen but a very good primer as well that just blurs out your pores and evens out your skin. So the first thing that I do after my primer would be my eyebrows. So you're going to take an eyebrow brush and use the spoolie end to just tidy up your brows before you go in and start filling them out. To fill in my brows, I use Anastasia Beverly Hills, the eyebrow pomade in the shade, I believe it's Ebony. So we're going to take your angled eyebrow brush and then just line your eyebrows. So you start from the bottom and then the top and then you go ahead and fill it in. Again, eyebrows are very finicky. You need to be careful with your eyebrows because they shape your face and you could have a very good makeup look, but if your eyebrows are crazy, the whole thing is going to look crazy. So you definitely want to take your time with your brows. It takes a lot of patience, but once you get it, you love it. You always want to make sure that your eyebrows are groomed because it makes doing your eyebrow makeup so much easier. When your eyebrows are groomed, you know exactly where your natural arch is, so then all you have to do is pretty much trace along your eyebrows. In makeup, if you're going to take your time with anything, it should be your eyebrows, so you just keep going over it till you're happy with the shape of them. Next up, I'm going to take my Hourglass eyebrow gel. Basically, this just makes sure that my eyebrows stay in place. So because I have oily skin, I learned this trick of just applying a very thin layer of translucent powder. I'm using Laura Mercier's translucent powder. However, it's important to remember to not use too much translucent powder because then what could happen is that your foundation could get too cakey, and even if I have oily skin and I want to keep my skin matte, I don't want my skin to look dry. So too matte is also not good. You still want to keep that glow, but just you don't want to be too greasy as well, so you just have to kind of find that, you know, happy medium. Next up, I'm going to be taking my full coverage concealer. I'm using Too Faced Born This Way Super Coverage Concealer. This shade is in the Butterscotch shade, and this is just slightly lighter than my actual skin tone. So what I'm doing here is just highlighting directly under my brows just to give them that, you know, super neat groomed look. Then after you've lined your brows, what you want to do next is just blend. Right now I'm taking my Huda Beauty makeup sponge and just doing a little more blending. Next up, I'm going to take my concealer in Maple. This shade is like closer to my actual skin tone. I'm just going to apply that all over my eyelids. Now it's time for our lashes. So I'm using Urban Decay's Lash Freak to just go over my eyelashes. We're going to be using false lashes for this, but I like going over it with mascara just to make my natural lashes blend more with the falsies. So I got this set of magnetic lashes from Amazon. It was actually a really great find. I love them. They don't move like at all, and I find them so much easier to apply than like the normal glue-on lashes. So what you want to do is just line your eyes like how you would use eyeliner. Again, this is also something you want to take your time with. But the thing about makeup is that if you make a mistake, you can always just like wipe it off and go back over it. So no biggie. And I think I'm saying, I hope you guys can see, I'm not in my usual recording location, but I needed a bigger space to have this set up for you guys. So while I wait for that to dry, I'm using my favorite foundation of all time by Lancôme, and I believe the shade is 500 Suede Warm. And then I'm going to use my Sephora foundation brush, number 70, to just apply my foundation. I love this brush. It's a very large, sturdy, dense brush that's perfect for buffing in foundation and giving that full coverage look. Everything that I'm using is going to be full coverage because I have oily acne-prone skin and I have large pores as well, so with makeup I just try to disguise that a little bit. So now it's time to apply the lashes. So I picked that one, which I think was good for this look. It's not too overwhelming. I have quite small eyes, so I don't like to use lashes that are just too long and too large. It just overwhelms my eyes. Lashes are like one of the most frustrating things to learn about makeup other than eyebrows. But the more you do it, the more practice you have, it really gets so much easier. So next up, we're going to use the same concealer that we use for our eyelids to just go over any blemishes that we are trying to conceal. If you're just getting started with makeup, I'd advise that you get 3 concealers. One that's just a shade or 2 lighter than your actual skin tone for highlighting. One that's like almost exactly your actual skin tone for concealing. And then one that's a shade or 2 darker than your skin tone for contouring. Because I've been trying new skincare products to review for you guys, my skin has been acting up a little bit, just either adjusting to the product or my skin was just so pissed off at me, guys. You definitely don't have to use this much concealer. This is just me. Like I said, I was just feeling super blemishy, so I decided to just probably go a little bit overboard, but it'll all work out in the end. Now it's time for one of my favorite parts, which is highlighting. So what you want to do is go over the high points of your face. So that's just underneath your eyes, the bridge of your nose, your upper lip and your chin, and then just on your forehead. Now I'm going to go over this with my makeup sponge to just blend all that in. Oh, and by the way, I'm like no makeup artist, so yeah, please keep that in mind, guys. I'm sure if like actual makeup artists are watching my video, they're like cringing. Next up, we're going to set all that highlighting we've done with our setting powder. So anything that you do with cream, you want to set it with powder. So what you want to do is just dab your powder into your skin. You don't have to be too harsh with it. Just dab and roll. So now we're just going to bake our face. So you just want to let that setting powder sit for about maybe 5 minutes. It's really up to you. I wait about 5 minutes.
3 days later.
So next up, we're going to take our bronzer. I love this bronzer. It's by Fenty Beauty. It's her Sunstalker bronzer in Mocha Mammy. So you're just going to take an angled brush. I'm using Huda Beauty's sculpting brush, which I love. It's two-sided. It has one for your nose contour and the other one for like your face contour. So with bronzing, you don't want to be too crazy with it. A light hand is really better for bronzing. Just a little bit, as you can see on my brush. And then do the kissy face and then just go ahead and sculpt out your cheekbones. Now I'm just going to be contouring my nose. I have a strong, proud African nose, but sometimes I just want to make it a little bit slimmer when I put on makeup. So I just go across the bridge of my nose, just very slightly, just to make my nose a little bit more slender. Now I'm just going to go over my highlighting a little bit to just give me that glow. I'm using my favorite Holy Grail Glow Powder by Laura Mercier in Medium Deep. I'm just going to go over everywhere that I highlighted. You just want to be a little bit more careful with this powder, especially if you have oily skin, because if you use too much, it's just going to give you too much of a glow and you're just going to look super oily. Next is my favorite blush by Buxom. It's super pigmented as well, so you definitely want to be light-handed with this as well. Also, if you notice, I'm using the exact same brush that I used for my highlighter just because I didn't want to use too many brushes, especially for this look if any of you guys wanted to recreate it or, you know, just add your own flair on it. Plus, I was too lazy and I didn't want to wash too many brushes. Next up, I'm going to line my lips with my MAC lip liner. It's in chestnut brown. I love lining my lips because it just makes them look more plump and more full. Ooh, another favorite of mine from Fenty Beauty is her Glossy Posse lip gloss set. I love these, I love these, I love these. There's 5 lip glosses in the set and I have a favorite shade. It's called Hot Chocolate, which I'm going to be using for this look. It's like a nice brown lip gloss. It's not too pigmented, but you still see a bit of color come through and it's just so natural looking. So that's pretty much it, guys. Ooh, the last and final step would be your setting spray. I'm using Urban Decay's All Nighter setting spray. Setting spray is super important, especially if you have oily skin. It just makes sure that your makeup stays in place and lasts so much longer. Ooh, and she is finished. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much. Bye!